Hello chicos, chicas, round 2 from the second leg of the Chandra Invitational. In the white rank, Joel Cato against CL Smiths. I hope you gentlemen are in the chat because I am about to offload some abuse right away for the opening play. Starting off with a classical rouser. Why are we not playing castles here, Joel? This is something that I already mentioned in the analysis, and it really bugs me that I find this play so inconsistent. You play queen d2. Yeah, what's the purpose of queen d2? The purpose of queen d2 is to castle. So what do we do after bishop e7? Not castle. What? Why? Why are we not castling? And also, bishop b5 is a very weird move in the vast majority of classical Sicilians because you don't want to take this. And if you don't want to take that, why are you going there? Right? It just doesn't add up. It would be good to have Cato answer my questions, but he's regretting his life decisions at the moment. Okay, so he then castles kingside, which again, like, then why ever do we bother to play queen d2? And why are we castling kingside when we can go queenside, having a good rook on d8? But that's precisely my point, dude, that if you are out of your element, whatever that means, then you fall back onto logic, right? No, that's nonsense. I'm not buying that it's like a lost forest where you have never been before. Like, no, you played queen d2, so the only purpose of that is to castle here. You are drawn to castling queenside by nature anyway, because it's a faster way to develop, because your rook comes to the d file faster. So, yeah, that is your light in the dark forest. Okay, castles here, castles here. I'm not sure if I fully understood king h1 here. Can we go f4 here? Or rather take an f4. Yeah, this is what I would have done here. Take f4. Although this is nothing to write home about because h6 is coming. So, yeah, but the whole bishop b5 shenanigan was perfectly unnecessary. Okay, so let's move on. King h1. h6. Takes is fine. Takes, and back. Now, what I was worried about that the engine doesn't seem to even cover is knight g4. Yeah, the engine just goes here, and if e5, it drops back here, and it claims that it's all good. Fair enough. Okay, d5 was great. Takes, I don't like at all. I would have played here f3. And I'll tell you why, because this is my mania, and I'm going to hammer black real hard for this in the next game. When you do this trade, you are trading this pawn for this pawn. That's not an even trade. That's an awful trade. So you are very, very reluctant to take into this. That helps black an awful lot. e5 looks ugly as sin because of knight d7 followed by c5. I don't find this one fun at all. So you are almost forced to play this as the only option that retains tension and therefore some play in the position. After this, I think we landed in a position where you have got very few plans to play for. And that one plan is f4. And then potentially f5. Or clamp down on the dark squares with bishop d4. This seems very planless. Now, in the game it didn't come up, but now I am just in an utter disbelief seeing this. Like, how come black didn't play e5 here again? Hello? Oh my god, Joel Cato, what did you just say? Hello? Whoa, that was... Hello. F3, black takes DE, I end up with an isolated pawn on E4, and it's a lost endgame. Wow, 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 wow. How, bro? Like, first of all, how is this more isolated than this? And how, why are we even talking about a loss here? Like, what are we talking about? And besides, this is technically not isolated because it's on not on an open file. And no one can ever attack this. Like, what? Jesus, dude. Like, your position has improved so much as a result of that trade. Yeah, that was... Ooh. Wow, bro. That was definitely, totally misevaluated. Like, this is so tunnel vision. Like, you're focusing on this, but we don't see that. How is that a thing? Right? So, yeah, let's not go there. Yeah, man, that is so strange. Okay, well... Yeah, but see, I'm dying to know what's uncomfortable about this, because if we do the maths, it's one supposedly weak pawn against another. In fact, if I use your measure of what's weak, then they have got 2, you only have 1. So I don't understand how that could feel uncomfortable if I'm using your measure of what's weak and what's not. So, how is this uncomfortable? It doesn't add up, buddy. And I'm using your criteria here, not mine. So, by your measure of what's weak and what's not, white should be way ahead here because it's 2 versus 1. That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, and whereas here, you ended up in a position that is utterly planless. What do you mean you were uncomfortable before? Okay, I'm not following, but I will carry on now. Yeah, this position is a huge no-go. Because black here has the 2 semi-open files on which they are going to attempt murdering you. And you have got absolutely nothing to show for that. Other than this previously mentioned f4 plan, but I don't really believe in that. Let's move on. Rook e1, queen a5, logical, a3. No idea why we are playing that. I guess bishop, yeah. I guess it's against this, but bishop d4 seems to be a much better measure. Because at least you activate your piece on a meaningful diagonal. And you might dream about some attack on the king side. As opposed to doggy ears. Just like round 1. Rook c8, good move. Bishop d4, good move. Rook c6. I didn't understand this move. Because why don't we go here? Forcing b3. And then go back. Which means that now we have weakened the dark squares. And we have a target to pile up on. That's for you, C.L. Smith. Rook c6 was a bit timid. b4, oh my word. So this is textbook, I don't know what to do. So why don't I abuse the hell out of my own position and accelerate my demise. So black's idea here is to force a weakness on one of these 2 files that I can then attack. So in a dream scenario, black plays rook b8, forces a b-pawn move, which in turn allows us to hit these 2 a lot harder by relocating. I get that, C.R. Smith, except I have a question for you. If you didn't evaluate this correctly, meaning b3 being advantageous to you, what is your plan after you double up? Because it looks pretty, just like the streamer, but what's the tangible outcome? Right? So it's all good and fine that we pile up here, but it is not so easy to crack white unless you have a clear vision about how to proceed. And b3 puts a huge dent into white's defensive setup, because now when you triple up, everything is hanging, man. You were expecting b4. Wow, that's like saying that you were expecting queen takes h6, man. And I know that life proved you correct, but chess-wise, it makes no sense. Yeah, okay, so that was definitely faulty, and b4 was a horrendous move by white. Rook e3, rook g3 was still your only hope. And now we are well and truly out of this contest with white. Having said that, something very curious is about to happen here. Queen c7, bishop e5. Oh my god. This is so beautiful. I totally overlooked this, but knight g4, guys, is absolute carnage. Wowzers. Always the tactico. Always the tactico. And if takes, then check, and then takes, and then takes, and then takes, and then on your bike. Absolutely marvelous. Now, I was going crazy mad in the chat about why on earth did white not take this, allowing the open c file and have this position, which I labeled, by the way, as slightly potentially even better for white. Now, I am completely off the mark with that evaluation because black is still ahead. But all black moves that are good here are counterintuitive. The best move for black here is the supremely ugly knight e8. And the second best move for black is the supremely ugly rook a7. And just to prove my point, rook c1, insta-draw. Insta-draw, but I would prefer to play this with white. And so, Kato, even though this is not working out, you really absolutely had to take c7 here. Like this trade, you can resign this game right here, right now. There is absolutely no hope for you to make anything happen here because the black pieces are gonna flood in like crazy, and your hope of dream of this pass pawn amounting to anything is going to be shattered. Now, compared to that, had you taken the queen and then open up the file, you have two rooks, you need open files, would have allowed you a position where you are still dead, but black needed to find absolutely ridiculous defensive measures such as take, a4, and bishop d8 only. I'm guaranteeing you international masters would have struggled to find this. And by the way, now that I'm playing it out, I think I begin to understand the idea, which is that after b5 take, we have knight a8 and blockade. That is absolute bonkers, mate. And I'm not saying that anyone needed to see this. What everyone needed to see was that there are two ways to take. There is this that allows white absolutely bugger all, and the black rook is killing it, versus plan B, we take this, and we have this, where the white rooks are killing it, and black needs to play extremely precise chess. No, knight a8 wins. But that had to be found, and they are supremely difficult moves to come across. So in some ways, that was the biggest mistake of the game. And from here on out, Sias misconverted with impressive confidence. And I will spare you from the rest because, yeah, that was it. So, yeah, a very, very interesting game with lots of positional mistakes and a misplayed opening by white. Yeah, thank you, Morphy fan, for burning me and roasting me on that one. So this is going to be the game analysis for YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to press the like, the super thank, the subscribe button, and whatever else buttons are there. Please send me the love, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.